Welcome to Cardiff in Wales for the only UK act of the 2018 Extreme Sailing Series. The super-speed hydrofoiling GC32 and double-handed flying Phantom fleets foil into Cardiff Bay as the headline act of Cardiff Harbour Festival. The elite crews are sure to be challenged on Cardiff's tactical inland course, the perfect stadium racing amphitheatre setting. The teams must hold their nerve on the tight and testing racecourse in front of the historic Welsh capital, spurred on by the cheers of the crowd. And with all the teams knowing that the series final is just a few months away, Cardiff will be key to keeping their hopes of winning alive. Top dogs Alinghi will be looking for another podium finish in Wales. The Swiss team currently leads the fleet, having taken 3 out of 4 wins so far this year.
Yeah, the team is really happy to be here. Today we need to be really passionate and just sell your own race. You're going to have a big gain and big lose, so it's going to be a really nice week and a lot of fun on the water racing here.
However, victory is going to be anything but easy with the crew calibre in Cardiff. SAP Extreme Sailing Team currently sail in 2nd place overall and took the ACT victory here last year.
First day in Cardiff here. It's windy, it's a very short course, so we got the ingredients for a very interesting day.
Helmed by 3-time series champion Lee McMillan and skippered by 23-year-old Will Alloway, British squad Ineos Rebels are keen to bring new blood to the Cardiff podium this time around, following a 3rd place finish in Cascais, Portugal.
Really looking to start pushing up that podium now, so really excited to get out there today, like 15 to 25 knots, so everything's paid for here in Cardiff.
Kiwi match racing champion Phil Robertson and his team Oman Air arrive in Wales 3rd overall and will be striving to break out of the same ranking they've held all year.
Pretty classic Cardiff right now, grey skies and plenty of breeze, so it's going to be a great day to be honest, and it seems like the week's shaping up that way as well. Not a big race course, really fast boats, and it's interesting.
Austrian challenger Red Bull sailing team, spearheaded by double Olympic gold medalist Roman Hagara and Hans-Peter Steinacker, will be putting in 100% to secure the success they've missed out on throughout the 2018 season.
Yeah, we are here now in Cardiff. On the other events we had a few breakdowns and then some crashes, so hopefully we are over these now and going for some good racing.
Team Mexico arrive in Cardiff hoping to give the crowds a glimpse of the sheer talent they're sure to showcase on home waters in Los Cabos at the end of the 2018 season. Taking on the series regulars is wildcard Team Wales, who will be looking to prove themselves as hot competition on home waters.
Well, we're a relatively new team. 3 of the guys on the boat have done it before, and then we've got 2 new guys. Expectations aren't to win, but certainly we want to be up in the mix and turn in some heads and hopefully get the crowds cheering a little. Yeah, a real treat to be in Cardiff with some wind.
Alongside the GC32 action, the Welsh capital also hosts the grand finale for the Flying Phantom series. The 7-strong international fleet of double-handed foiling Flying Phantom catamarans will race in Cardiff Bay each day in a bid to be crowned overall champions.
We started in Oman with a bang. It was absolutely amazing event. Sunny, windy, we just had an awesome time. Came away 2nd there, it was a good start to the year for us.
Barcelona has been an awesome venue last year and this year. Champagne conditions, 4 days. We had good results. Overall, we're really pleased. Also in Cascais, it was pretty tough conditions. The weather was again amazing, but the wind was good.
Day 1, and despite the rainy squalls, the action evolved into high-octane racing as the 7 international GC32 teams went full throttle around the racecourse. Having suffered a number of setbacks so far this year, Red Bull sailing team hit the racecourse with all guns blazing, ending the day with a place on the podium in 3rd, despite their form tailing off in the final 2 races. It was no surprise that Ineos Rebels also performed well in the day's conditions, the team accustomed to the typical UK weather. Putting in a repeat performance of their podium success in Cascais, Portugal, the Brits bagged 2 bullets with a total of 6 podium finishes clocked over the course of the day. Meanwhile, it was a bad day at the office for series frontrunners Alinghi. Head sail trimmer Niels Fry suffered an injury in the first race, and the Swiss never really found their stride in the act opener. Bouncing back from a capsize during training, SAP Extreme Sailing Team shone on the water in the wet and wild conditions, winning 5 of the day's 8 races to lead the pack at the end of day 1. In the Flying Phantom series, it was far from plain sailing for some of the teams at the top. Both Team France Jeune and Culturefoil suffered mishaps on the water, leaving the door open for Red Bull Sailing Team to take pole position on the first day of the competition. Day 2 and the rain and strong winds of day 1 gave way to glorious sunshine as the crowds came out in force to line the shores of Cardiff Bay. It was another strong day on the water for the Brits. 5 podiums across 8 races saw Ineos Rebels close the day in 3rd place. Alinghi reclaimed their place on the podium after a tough day on the water on day 1. The Swiss team finished the 2nd day of the Cardiff Act in 2nd place, following top 3 finishes in all but one of the day's races. Despite falling off the pace in the lighter winds, SAP Extreme Sailing Team clung onto the top spot with 3 bullets from 8. But the ongoing battle with their Swiss counterparts resumes as the fleet looks forward to day 3. Over on the Flying Phantom racecourse, series favourites Team France Jeune were put through the ringer once again when they suffered damage to their foil case in race 10. Austrian challenger Red Bull Sailing Team lead the fleet, earning a 17-point advantage over French opponents Idreva Zephyr Foiling. With the return of strong winds and torrential rain on day 3, we join the action in race 19.
Alinghi now up at the committee boat end as we get to the final 10 seconds. Acceleration needs to happen. Team Mexico yet again finding that space in the last minute. SAP Extreme looking set to accelerate well. It's Ineos Rebels UK who are losing out in the first few seconds. Red Bull now running a real risk of rolling over the top of them. But look at this, Team Wales yet again at the pin end. And this is a really uncharacteristic long leg to those first gates. The wind angle here has allowed John Craig just to set the line right up on one side of the bay with the gate all the way at the other. A long drag race to kick off proceedings. And Team Wales now in the lead. Ineos Rebels UK, they have gone underneath the local boat. The windward marks coming into view. The white mark now. SAP Extreme coming in from the left-hand side. And Team Wales having to put the bows down. They've given up first place. They needed to do it. It's going to be SAP Extreme if they can get this tack in. No. Oman Air now move up into first place. And Alinghi, the 2 boats that started up at the committee boat end of the line, make it work for them. SAP Extreme down into 7th place. Ineos Rebels UK and Red Bull rounding the bottom, and that was half a degree away from going very wrong. Chris Taylor at the helm on Red Bull pushing it all the way to the red line. And look at that, compare that with SAP Extreme. There's a little bit of experience there with Adam Renopio. Absolutely nailed that rounding.
Absolutely. I mean, after looking a bit shaky and a bit of a wobbly start to this leg, that's the composure you need to get yourself back in the game. Certainly on board Red Bull, it did look like they had wings for a while there because they were absolutely ripping out of that mark. Looks like the guys on the right have done well. I think there's a valley up to the right behind us, behind where we are on the screen here. There's a valley, and I think there's just more pressure coming out of that. It seems strong. Oman Air gained late on the first leg, and you can see them really in the big breeze for that bear away. SAP certainly got themselves back in the race, but they won't like seeing Alinghi in front of them.
Well, big moment here from Red Bull Sailing Team and SAP Extreme. Red Bull just tacking underneath SAP Extreme. Are they going to be able to make that windward mark? Ineos Rebels UK are well to windward right now. And SAP Extreme, no tack required, be going over. There is a capsize on the course at the moment. The safety boats will be straight there with the boats in the water. And we will bring you some more information about that just as we had that. It looks like the Omani boat is in the water. Phil Robertson there. Well, we can see the safety boat getting there. We're going to rejoin the race. One more upwind routing mark. We've got Team Mexico, Red Bull, SAP. Look at the breeze for Team Mexico. You talk about those dark patches. There is a good funnel of breeze right there for Team Mexico. Alingi, they are at that final turning mark. They are rounding right now, but there's a huge battle behind with Red Bull, SAP Extreme, and Ineos Rebels UK all duking it out. Credit to SAP Extreme. They have come back here from last.
SAP have got themselves right back in the race. They'll be looking ahead.
Team Wales also capsizing here. You can see the safety boat right there amongst the boat. We'll bring you some more information about that just as soon as we can. We're going to rejoin the race as Alingi reaching their way to that last turning mark and then into the finish. Alingi, they are light. Team Mexico in second place. They are about to get their strongest results so far in the Extreme Sailing Series. SAP Extreme, they've got the breeze, but it won't matter for first place. Alingi take the win in race 19. A very hard-fought win. Lots of turns, lots of maneuvers, lots of chances for things to go wrong, but Alingi claim the win.
There were no injuries to anyone on board Team Wales. Foil damage unfortunately prevented the local wildcard team from competing for the rest of the day, and the boat was swiftly recovered to shore for repairs that would see them back on the start line for the final day of racing. On the Omani boat, the crew's mainsail trimmer, Pete Greenhalgh, was taken to shore to receive medical attention for an injury. The Extreme Sailing Series safety team swiftly righted the boat to continue racing. And as Team Wales evaluated the damage to their boat, their helm, Adam Piggott, stepped on board the Omani boat to ensure they didn't miss a race. And Oman Air ended the day on a high, taking victory in the final race of the day to leapfrog British Ineos Rebels into third on the ACT podium. SAP Extreme Sailing Team held strong at the top of the leaderboard at the end of day 3 with 4 podium finishes, with Arno Sarafagis and the team on board Alingi still well in ACT contention in second.
No, we're very happy. It was an intense day out there, 2 capsizes. We're pleased today to keep our mast facing up, and going into the final day with a 9-point lead over Alingi is a very good spot to be in.
It's been a pretty tough day for us, to be honest. Look, we rallied pretty hard to get back and get out racing and put a few wrongs right, and finish the day strong, which is quite a nice little reward for the boys.
Join us after the break for the decisive final day in the UK ACT of the 2018 Extreme Sailing Series here in Cardiff, Wales. Don't go away. Welcome back to Cardiff, Wales for the only UK ACT of the 2018 Extreme Sailing Series. Piloting a super-fast foiling GC32 around the Extreme Sailing Series racecourse takes bravery, skill, strength and a world-class team of sailors. Phil Robertson and his crew take a break from racing to take us through a jibe on board Oman Air.
G'day, I'm Phil Robertson. We're Team Oman here, and we're going to give you a little demonstration of what we all do on board the GC32. So stand by jibe, boys.
I'm Peter Greenhalgh. I'm the main sheet trimmer on board Oman Air. Setting up to go into a jibe here. I'm grinding on the main sheet. Main sheet trimmed. I'm now onto the kite sheet. Wait for the board to drop, and then I cut the kite sheet. Jenica away, across the boat, onto the Jenica sheet, trimming on the Jenica, traveller back up, hiking out and trimming the main.
Hi, I'm Stuart Dodson, trimmer for Oman Air Sailing Team. Well, I pass the sheet off to Pete, run down to Lewis here, give Pete a bit of a hand filling the kite up, and then jump onto the new tail.
I'm NASA, bowman in the boat, rubbing the foil.
And before we jibe, get the wreck forward, again draw the foil down, and then wreck back, swap around, and then grab again from the other side.
Big one.
Guys, she's on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hold that.
My name's James Zbowski, and I'm the foil trimmer for Oman Air. So what I do is I trim the big dagger boards that hang down, and I can make the boat fly. So as I pull this line, I put more rake on,
and then the boat rises up out of the water. And then as we turn, I raise the old board up, trying to keep us nice and stable. Come out of the jibe and put more rake on again.
Stand by jibe, boys. So there you have it, that's a jibe on the GC32. We've got 3 sails and 4 foils that all have to be moving correctly at the same time to pull off the perfect manoeuvre, and that's what we're striving to do every time.
Back to the action on the water. 2017 Series champions and last year's Cardiff Act winners, SAP Extreme Sailing Team, top the Act leaderboard, just 7 points ahead of current series leaders Alinghi. Despite their dramatic capsize on day 3, the Omani squad, Team Oman Air, lie in 3rd ahead of Ineos Rebels UK, while Red Bull Sailing Team sit in 5th, in desperate need of some good results to turn their season around. Team Mexico and wildcard Team Wales prop up the table in 6th and 7th, respectively.
We're looking forward to today. It's been 3 good days for us, and we're happy with the lead, but we know that there's still a lot of work to be put in, and it's shifty out there, and there's some interesting situations coming up on a race course like this, so we're confident that we can win, but we have to go and do it.
Yeah, for sure, it's a good regatta so far for us. We made too many mistakes on the first day and yesterday, but that was in the past, and we need to look forward for today and keep that for the next regatta and lead here. Yeah.
I guess we're 15 points off the lead and probably about 7 or 8 off second place, and look, we had a real shocker on the first day and sort of put ourselves on the back foot, and we're pretty deep down the leaderboard and have slowly climbed up every day. So as you say, you got to get straight back on the horse and start riding again. So we're getting on the GC and we're going to send it.
Alinghi shot straight out of the blocks, taking bullets in the first 2 races of the day, and closing the gap on Act leaders SAP Extreme Sailing Team to just 2 points. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd raged on, Oman Air just holding the edge over Ineos Rebels UK. With the scores on a knife edge, we join the action on the water in race 24.
Chris Taylor, the helm of Red Bull Sailing Team, just keeping the foils down to control the slip sideways now as the acceleration is required. The foils get trimmed and the boats start approaching the line. We've got a code 0 out for SAP Extreme, pushing the line, and all clear it is called. And look at that, SAP Extreme Sailing Team getting the jump on Team Mexico. Well, Red Bull Sailing Team, as you say, in the mix, but also Alinghi about to go round in 2nd place. And that's a very strong performance. In fact, Alinghi now going over the bows of Red Bull Sailing Team. So the Swiss team are in 1st place. They have not put a foot wrong on this section of the course so far today. Meanwhile, at the top of the course, Oman Air just crossing the bows of Ineos Rebels UK, who split at the top. Red Bull having to slow down. SAP Extreme taking advantage of that slowdown from Red Bull. So Oman Air is safely through. Ineos Rebels UK and Alinghi all safely through. At the top of the course, it is very crowded. SAP Extreme bows down, but they'll be able to pop out. They needed the speed to stay clear of the boats underneath them. Just managed to carry it on. Team with the gust. They managed to stay ahead of SAP Extreme, but they've got Oman Air on their windward side, taking all the breeze just when they need it. Oman Air with big breeze. And thirdly, Chris Taylor lets Oman Air know what he thinks of that manoeuvre. He thinks they should be sailing high. The protest flag goes up and the jury is behind. Oman Air now heading up to come round. Red Bull just in front. It's light winds for Red Bull. SAP Extreme trying to go around on the outside. They're not going to be able to go past, but it could form a little bit of a problem as green flag is displayed on the jury boat. And every single time we see these incredibly tight manoeuvres at the bottom, we just got to remind ourselves that Alinghi have saved themselves all this bother by getting the start perfect in that first run, and they're clear. And look at them go now. They sail straight past all of this craziness. Oman Air, no code 0, flying straight over the top of Red Bull. Chris Taylor, the helm of the Red Bull team, calls the code 0 to furl up. It is all on for this final reach. Oh, this is going to be a big moment for Ineos Rebels UK. They need the breeze to stay with them. If the wind holds, they'll be able to sail this more downwind mark. They're going to be overlapped. They're going to be able to have room. The rules are on their side. Ineos Rebels UK go for the turn now. They're ahead of Oman Air. They pipped them right on that final turn. They need to keep the power on, but Oman Air has no way round. Ineos Rebels UK take second place. These two teams locked together on the race course and locked together on the scoreboard.
Yeah, so very tough in the gusty conditions, and on those reaches, as the main trimmer, you've just got to, the main's your power, so you've just got to keep the winch spinning pretty much. So yeah, very out of breath.
SAP Extreme Sailing Team's untimely dip in form cost them the lead for the first time at the Cardiff Act. And the Danes' misery continued as rivals Alinghi took another bullet in race 25. Oman Air also closed the gap on the leaders with victory in race 26, while Red Bull Sailing Team saw an improvement in their performances with 3 podium finishes on the bounce. But SAP Extreme Sailing Team rediscovered their form of the first few days in the nick of time, taking victory in race 27. With just 1 point separating the Danes and Swiss leaders Alinghi, the Cardiff Act podium would be decided in the final double points scoring race.
This is pretty unusual for a reaching start. SAP Extreme on port tack. Computer is saying that they are less than half a boat length away, so this will be an absolutely crucial acceleration here for SAP Extreme Sailing Team. It is all on. Now the boats behind them can wind up and find the pace, but SAP Extreme Sailing Team don't want to accelerate too early. SAP over the line, says John Craig. SAP Extreme Sailing Team over the line. They are going to have to slow down. They've got to round that first mark in last place. To windward of them, Alinghi have had a less than perfect start, so this battle is far from over. It could be that Alinghi are going to be rounding just ahead of SAP Extreme as Red Bull Sailing Team roll over the top of the Swiss. But Adam Renoprio, I mean, if there's one thing you didn't want, it's this. Alinghi right now up into third place as SAP Extreme Sailing Team struggles to overtake a single boat on this downwind leg. Adam Renoprio, as you say, on that reach, losing out. The scores right now will mean that Alinghi take the top spot. SAP Extreme will take second. Oman Air will take third, but only by a single point. So if SAP Extreme fall any further behind, they might go from first to third.
Nice.
Oman Air do not show any signs of losing that first place. This is a great performance by the Omani team. Phil Robertson doing a great job skippering this team onto a strong performance onto the final day. Oman Air look guaranteed for the win. They are getting very close now to that final turning mark just before the finish. Oman Air now heading up towards the finish. That's a great way to round off this regatta. Oman Air coming into the finish, the final race here in Cardiff. 29 grueling races, double points, and Oman Air take the win. Red Bull Sailing Team come across the line for second place. The last turning mark completed for Alinghi. The code 0 is not being used, but they don't need it. They've got the distance over SAP Extreme Sailing Team. Alinghi finish third place on the final double points race here in Cardiff, and they take the Act win by a single point. Incredible performance for Alinghi. They pulled it out of the bag right when they needed to. It was all on for that final race, nip and tuck with SAP Extreme Sailing Team, but Arno Sarafakis rightly ready to celebrate with his crew.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're really pleased to win here, and we didn't start the week really well, but it's the last race that counts, so we're really happy to win here, and it's first time for Alinghi as well. And thanks you to Brian that came all the way to Switzerland to replace Niels, that is looking at home, and I'm sure he's pleased.
In a nail-biting finish to an incredible 4 days of racing, Alinghi's third-place finish in the double points race saw them crush SAP Extreme Sailing Team's hopes of an Act victory, securing a fourth Act win of the season for the Swiss. The Danes are made to settle for second, despite leading the regatta since the first day, but do walk away with the Zyke Speed Machine trophy for reaching the Act's top speed of 34.3 knots, an insight provided by SAP. With an impressive 6 top 3 finishes on day 4, Oman Air took third on the Act podium, just 1 point behind second place SAP Extreme Sailing Team. Ineos Rebels UK placed 4th, ahead of Red Bull Sailing Team's 5th place finish this season. Team Mexico finished 6th after bagging 3 podium finishes in the first 3 days of the regatta, whilst local wildcard Team Wales prop up the ACT leaderboard in 7th. Alinghi's victory in Cardiff means that the Swiss consolidate their lead at the top of the overall series leaderboard. Now 2 points ahead of reigning champions SAP Extreme Sailing Team and 4 points ahead of 3rd place Oman Air, with just 2 acts remaining in 2018 in San Diego, USA and Los Cabos, Mexico. In the Flying Phantom Series, Red Bull Sailing Team sailed with finesse throughout the competition to take victory in the final act of the season. And despite a string of struggles with logistics and boat damage in Cardiff, it was French foiling superstars Team France Jeune who were crowned overall champions after their fantastic performance across the whole of the 2018 Flying Phantom Series. All eyes now turn to San Diego, USA, the next stop on the circuit's 10-month tour. Heading to the Californian coastline from the 18th to the 21st of October, the Extreme Sailing Series US Act promises to be a tough match for the elite-level GC32 fleet and an action-packed spectacle for the series' global audience.